Last week, there was no video. Sorry about that. There's two reasons why I didn't make a video for last week. First of all, probably the biggest reason, I had a bit of a cold. My throat was sounding awful, so I would have been even more annoying to listen to than usual. And the second reason is I was doing a lot of boring work. And by boring work, I mean farming. Look at that. So yeah, there's now a lot of wheat, a lot of carrots, and a lot of potatoes. But that's not all I've done. I've added some ladders to make it easier to get up and down to the top level of the village. And I've built out the rest of the trading hall. Well, most of it anyway. I've got villagers in just about every spot now. There's a couple of workstations that are missing here because I only had one brewing stand. And there's also some empty spots here just because, well, I've got all the villagers I need now, but I might want more in future, so always good to have a little extra room. I've also bred up a lot more villagers. I've got quite a few in here for a project coming up, but two of them I've actually transported out of here for the project that I'm going to be doing today. Yeah, that's right, I'm doing something today other than villager trading hall building. Bet you didn't see that coming. So what is this mysterious project that I'm working on today? Well, I'm going to be building another farm. Now, what type of farm am I going to be building? Well, it's one that I think is long overdue, because I really need it. An iron farm. Welcome back everyone, I'm currently in a small hole inside a much larger hole. As I said before, today we're going to be building an iron farm, which is going to be very useful in the future, but it's also going to be very tedious to build. This is probably going to go wrong several times. And it's already gone very wrong. Revenge has been had. I now hold the Enderman's remains. I'm fairly certain I had a shovel before, but I can't seem to find it now. I died somewhere around here. I thought I got all my stuff back, but I can't find the shovel. Right, there's XP here. Is that for me or just a mob that's died? Genuinely not sure how I've managed to lose my shovel here. But this is, well, it's rather frustrating because I'm going to need to do some more digging and, well, the whole point of this is I don't want to waste iron. Well, things have immediately gone wrong again. I managed to get a replacement for my shovel, but at some point, probably in the night, villagers have disappeared. Not sure if they got killed or if they despawned or what, but they're gone. Which means now I'm going to have to bring another two across in the village, which took forever last time, which is why I did it off camera. This is going to get really annoying. Just about got a second villager into this box. There we go. And this time I've remembered to rename them. That one's going to die if he stays in that for much longer. Oh no. Why do I not have a pickaxe? I have to try and break this cobble with an axe. These villagers are definitely going to end up dying in here. Why is there a chicken? You're not invited. Right, these two fellas have definitely been renamed. They should be safe in there for now. Oh. They should be safe in there for now. So time to get to work on the construction. So to start with, I've dug out this hole. Well, technically I already had this, but the hole dug out. And then put fence gates here, 9 of them in a little 3x3 square. And then put water at each corner. And then in the middle here, there is a 30-foot deep 3x3 hole. I should probably say at this point, this is not my design for a farm. I am using someone else's design, and thus it probably won't go very well because I'm going to find a way to mess it up. While I was digging out this 30 block deep hole, I did end up digging into a cave, which at first I thought, well, that's not very good, that's going to be pretty impractical, and yes, it was annoying to have to build up the sides of this hole, but in the end it's kind of good because it's not here. Where is it? Somewhere around here. There's a little hole that leads outside. I've forgotten where it is. There it is. Yeah, so just here, there's a little hole that leads outside to the side of the mountain, which is brilliant because now I don't need to build like a ladder down into it. I can just have a path coming around the mountain to this point here and just walk straight into the little collection area for the farm. Right, so I have now built the storage collection thing and the bit that kills the iron golems. So as you can see, there's lava up there above those signs, so they'll fall in and then die in the lava. But because the lava's high up, it won't burn the iron, it'll get sucked up by the hoppers and deposited into these chests. Now comes the difficult part. I need to breed those villagers that are up there to get more of them, and then I need to move them into some chambers where they can spawn iron golems. At first it seemed good because like my house is right there, you know, it's close, it's convenient. And then I went into the cave and thought, oh, this is going to be annoying. And then I realised that the cave meant there was easy access to it. And I thought, you know, that's good. And then I realised we have to build out the side of the mountain a bit to put these villager chamber things in because there's no space. I've only got one of them done so far. Then I realised another somewhat positive thing about this, which is I can easily get into these. Like ordinarily this would be underground and it'd be difficult to move things down into it and that. But I just need to like drop the villagers in on the other side and then try and get a zombie in on this side. Speaking of which, I did already manage to trap this zombie here, and I've made sure to build over his head so he doesn't burn. So I'll be able to move him into the system, and then, yeah, I'm going to need to build out 3 more chambers like this one, and breed up the villagers a bit, get them in place, bish bash bosh, iron farm. Everything has gone horribly, horribly wrong. You see, I've realised why this farm is meant to be underground and blah 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 blah. It's to do with the spawn area. Why did I not think of this before? So basically I've had to spawn proof the area around this farm, both on the surface and the caves underneath. I started just covering the place in torches, then realised it's going to be too expensive. So most of it is buttons. I think I've spawn proofed everywhere, so now the iron golems can only spawn in that spot there. But still, it is not ideal. The area around here looks pretty awful now. But that doesn't matter too much because this is sort of a temporary area. I don't intend to live here permanently. I will be building a bigger base elsewhere at some point. So this'll just have to do. I have finished the farm. I think it's working. There are villagers and zombies in all 4 corners. So now I should probably just wait here for like half hour or so and see how it goes. I've missed a spot. There's an iron golem. There were a couple of small issues with the farm, but I think I've fixed it now. And I'm going to go see just how much iron it has got. The video said that it should produce something like over 1,000 an hour or something, which does not seem like it's possible. But I've left it for half an hour, so hopefully there's at least a couple stacks. That is not bad. Over 4 stacks of iron. That's probably plenty for what I need it for. Yeah, this iron wasn't just so I have iron. It is actually for something specific. And you're going to see what that is soon. But before I get into my next big project, I reckon first I should get some better gear because, well, my tools keep breaking and my armor's just about broken and yeah, it all needs replaced and enchanted and all that, and I've got the enchanted books for most of the stuff now over at the village because the trading hall and all that. So let's do that now. Alright, so I've got a couple of the books already. But I've got a stack of books here, got some emeralds, and got a full set of armor and tools to enchant. Probably don't have enough levels to do all this, but I can at least make a start on it. I did manage to get my level up a bit by just trading with the farmers for a while. So let's see, what books do I need? I think I've got some more in a chest as well. If I just start by getting unbreaking for everything, so I think one of these is, yeah, that one's unbreaking there. So I've got 2 unbreaking books, and I need what? That's 8, I'd say. Don't really need one for the bow, so 8 will do. I have 1 villager that sells unbreaking, and a wee bit expensive, which is unfortunate, but it is unbreaking free, so at least I don't have to combine books for the unbreaking. So that's so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have enough emeralds. I did not have any more emeralds lying around, so I'm going to need to try and get some more. But none of these villagers, the farmer ones, appear to be restocking, and I'm not sure why. And I have a full set of unbreaking armor. Since my farmers aren't restocking for now, I'm just going to get a couple more emeralds by selling some paper to these librarians. It doesn't make much difference. This is probably a terrible idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Got all these bookshelves that I bought trying to level up the librarians that I'm not really going to use for anything right now. So I'm going to break them down back into books and then sell the books to the librarians. I know I'm probably making a loss with this. The amount of books that I'll get for selling these to the villagers is probably nowhere near what I got for, you know, buying the bookshelves. But I need more emeralds. So this will have to do for now. I can make my money back later, I guess. Right, I've sold most of the books. I have kept some because, well, I still need to get all the enchanted books. But how many emeralds have we got now? That's not great. Are these? Yes, the villagers, farmer villagers are finally restocked, so now I can sell them some of my hundreds of vegetables that I've collected. It seems like the thing that these villagers buy most is carrots, so I'm definitely going to have to get some sort of automatic carrot production at some point, which is going to be an absolute pain. Right, once again, got quite a few levels, got a good bit of emeralds, and I got some books. Let's continue with this. So I've just got these 2 to get unbreaking on, and I've got 1 unbreaking book there. That's not the right guy. So I just need 1 more unbreaking book, and now I will officially have unbreaking on all my armor and tools. Excellent. Next thing to think about is probably protection for my armor. So there is, I'm sure there's one around here that's got protection 4, but I have no idea which one it is. I spent a good bit of time between episodes picking up these lecterns and putting them back down, trying to get the most useful enchants. Ah, mending. I forgot about mending as well. This is the mending guy. Gonna need a couple mending books. Well, more than a couple actually. Now that I think about it, right now I probably don't need mending books. I'm probably not going to bother with them for the time being. The reason for that is all the stuff that I'd be putting mending on is iron, and I can quite easily replace it because I've got the XP farm and the iron farm, so I could just make a new one and combine them in an anvil. So I'll probably leave mending until I've got diamond gear. I was so sure that there was a villager that had protection 4, but I cannot find him now. There's one that's got protection 3, but there doesn't seem to be a protection 4 one, which isn't great. Yeah, there's protection 3. This is just going to have to do. Just going to have to combine them. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good thing I've got an iron farm. I'm noticing that a couple of these guys also buy beetroot. I don't really have any beetroot, so I probably should build a big beetroot farm. I've got a little beetroot farm set up, but I didn't think villagers bought it as much as wheat, carrots, and potatoes, so I didn't bother with a big farm for it, but now yeah, I probably should. Finally, I have all the enchants I need. Fully enchanted armor and fully enchanted tools. I did, however, realise that there was two books that I was missing from my little hall here, so I had to get an extra two villagers set up down here. I was missing efficiency and also sharpness, but I managed to get them. It was quite expensive because I could only get efficiency 3 in the end. I picked this lectern up and put it down like 50 times, and that was the first efficiency that came up, and I thought I could wait and try and get efficiency 5, but no, it was taking too long. So that meant I had to get 4 of them per tool, which is what, 12 in total? Yeah, that added up to quite a lot of emeralds. So my farmers have been very busy. So now that I have all of my enchanted gear, it's time to start on the first big project. And it's going to be here in the village. Now, what is this big project? Well, I have 2 words for you, and those words are industrial and village. Yeah, when I said I was busy between episodes, I wasn't just talking about the farms and the villagers. I spent a lot of time, planting and cutting down trees to get all this wood. And I'm going to basically turn this village into something of a city. I plan on keeping the houses here, obviously, and I'm going to transform them all, like how I made the one up the top into the bakery. I'm going to make them all into little shops, but I'm also going to make some like villager house style towers that are also going to hold all my farms, and they'll have like little shops or whatever on the ground floor as well. So this whole industrial village thing is probably going to be one of the biggest projects I undertake in this world. I've started to plan out a bit more kind of what I want to do in terms of like big overall goals and stuff. And this is definitely one of the bigger things. I'd say probably, at least in terms of building, the 2 biggest things I do will be overhauling this village and my eventual base, which is still far off because, well, I don't have much of an interest in just building something that's looking nice and doesn't have a purpose at the moment. Everything I'm doing currently is functional. So I've built up the ground a bit here, just sort of, made it level. Now I can start building. I don't have a very precise plan for this. I just have a rough idea of what I want the overall style to look like, and that is very simplistic, at least in the base level of it, because I'm going to build this just sort of oak logs in the corners, oak planks for the walls, then I'm going to add a lot more detail to it later, I think. You may be wondering what this first structure is going to be, and it's something that I mentioned that I was going to obviously build at some point quite a while ago, but I'm building it a lot sooner than I said I would, and that is my storage system. Or at least the ground floor of this will be for storage. Above that, I'm planning on having an automatic, well, somewhat automatic sugarcane and bamboo farm. So now that I've explained sort of the rough idea of what I'm going to be doing over the next probably at least 5 or 6 episodes with the whole industrial village thing and building farms, hopefully by now you can probably understand why I needed the iron farm, because, I mean, building automatic farms, it's kind of a given that you're going to need a lot of hoppers, which is also why this first structure that I'm building is going to house the sugarcane and bamboo farms, because bamboo, now that we're in 1.21, can obviously be used as a very easily farmable way of making chests. So all the farms are going to require chests to make the hoppers, so by starting with a bamboo farm, I won't have to cut down as many trees. But I probably still will have to cut down literally hundreds of them for the actual structures of the buildings. Only now that I'm up this high that it occurs to me I haven't really thought about how to get down. And it's also night time now, so when I do find a way to safely get down, there's going to be things around. Right, what is the best option? First of all, if I go down here, then I've got less height to fall from. I think I'm just gonna have to water bucket clutch it. I don't think there's any bit where I'm close enough to jump to the water. Well, this might end up being a good test of my feather falling boots. And voila! I have something of a storage room assembled. Back half of this room, these little spaces I've left here, will not be getting chests in them. Well, technically they will, but not chests for storage. See, I'm going to make the collection system for the farms that go in here at these little back bits here. So one will be at this side, one will be at this side, and then the farms can feed into them from above. This isn't a very fancy storage system. You know, it's obviously not redstone. There's no like automatic sorting things, and it's not massive, but it's just sort of a bulk storage for the things that I'll have a lot of. Anything that I don't have a lot of or that I use more regularly, I can obviously store at my base when I eventually get that built, but just for building supplies and stuff, that'll all go in here. Also going to lay out sort of where the next building over is going to be. Just not sure if I should just how I should connect this on, because I know that I want the one right next to this to be a bit smaller, so it will sort of connect into it a bit. I think I'm just going to do it like that rather than having a log at the end, so it does sort of feel like it's just built on almost. I'd say overall the style I'm sort of going for with this whole project that I'm starting is very much like what I said earlier by just calling it an industrial village. That is basically what it's going to be. It's just if you took like a big sort of industrial advanced looking city and just replaced everything with wood. I'm actually going to need another type of wood for this as well. I'm going to need birch because I need to build a wall that's thinner than an actual wall, and obviously the easiest way to do that would be with trapdoors, but I don't want it to have holes in it, so I'm going to use birch trapdoors. So I've got sort of the infrastructure of this build complete. That shouldn't be it. I've got the infrastructure of this build complete. I've got like a little wall here. There's a section over there. There's a little bit here. And next time I will be furnishing this place. Yeah, that's right. I'm ending it here, leaving you on a cliffhanger. What guesses in the comments about what this could be, and I will reveal it next time. That is it for today. Hope you enjoyed this somewhat chaotic episode, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.